King Chris, I'm sorry, Chris Leo, one quarter of the Black Super Friends podcast. Well, we asked the question, why do they call them buildings when they're already built?
Good morning and good afternoon, good evening. Live from Palm Beach County, Florida. I am the host of the Black Super Friends podcast. It's a podcast where I'm joined with my three best friends, also known around the world as the Super Friends. Going to the person at the right below me for the time being, I'm going to introduce you to the wisest person in our group. We call him Super Mario Senior. Please say the senior.
Hey man, that's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate the great introduction. Hey man, happy to see y'all again.
What up, bro?
Listen, I always try to make sure I build up my brothers. I wanted to catch on. See, y'all have some good things to say about me one day. Hey, good afternoon, Valu. Next, I'm going to the man that turned into a fashion designer. He's Kanye-like in his own way. He is the member of the Black Super Friends that you sometimes will feel like he has wisdom like Aristotle, and that may be his new name around here. Chris Caesar Leo.
Oh man, thanks for the intro, man. I appreciate you guys coming. I'm a little under the weather right now, so we're gonna try to get through the show. But I want to give a big shout out to my homie up top who says we never say anything about him. But I want to give him a big shout out. He just became a homeowner, man, my brother. So I want to give you a big BSF. Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations, Boss Kings are going.
Yes, the forum returns.
Oh man.
Hey man.
What a time to be alive.
Hey man. Doing things, man. Build it and it will come, or something like that. All right. Yeah. Last but not least, I'm going to the guy that chooses to wear no shirt every week, but I enjoy the Black Super Friends tattoo.
I was about to say I got a silver tattoo.
You know him as the ladies' man. I like to call him Jock Lecoq.
Oh man, don't give him my alias. Don't give him my alias. They're gonna be on my trail. How y'all doing today, fellas? How y'all doing, ladies? Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast. Want to take a moment just to kind of talk to you guys in light of all of the current events that's going on. We have the Derek Chauvin trial that is taking place. We had final arguments today, potentially a verdict tomorrow. And a question that I tossed around with my brothers, because, you know, we're grown now. I have friends that are on the police force. I don't care who knows it. You know what I'm saying? They look out for me. I love them. They love me. They Horace, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They extend to us courtesies of just making sure that we're up on things that are out and about. But the question that I wanted to kind of pose to you guys is, dear police, right now we know that you aren't all bad. But as you put it, you guys are fitting the description. I want to know, and it's not to put blame on you guys, but we know you guys personally. For the ones that I do know, what is it that you guys are saying at the water cooler, in the locker rooms when you're changing, to the other officers to change the tide of the way things are going right now in present day America? And that's something that we talked about. We do want to have a discussion. Hopefully we could probably get one of our close constituents on. I don't know if that'll be a problem, but people would like to know, especially people of color, when we know individuals, brothers, sisters, cousins, and friends who are police officers, what are you doing from the inside to help the plight that we have going on in the world? So that's my question to you guys, to the police officer friends that we have, and also to the audience, because you guys may have family members who are law authority, law officers. Ask that question and just see what response we get. Trying to just build our nation.
Well,
that I got.
I will say this before I go to the other two guys. I must say, hey, what's up, Derek Burns? What's up, my cuz? I went to the gun show this weekend, man. That thing was packed. There was a shortage on ammunition. It was packed. I must say I've seen more African people of color than I usually do, but still shallow, numbers. And looking at this trial, well, not even talk on the trial, but just looking at the hashtags every week and whatnot, that is a valid question to ask, because all the friends I know, all the police guys I know are pretty dope and cool. But I know I get a privilege, and I know people act a different way towards me than they do with other people. Now, I've noticed that I do get some kind of, special treatment in regards to around certain areas. And I've been told that certain officers that are friends of mine are jerks and buttholes. But I really do want to be mindful that it will get better. That's what we're supposed to say, man. But I just feel like looking at the hashtags and the police officer situation, I don't know if it will. It will be, because not to rant on, it takes nothing to be a policeman. There's no requirements. You go to boot camp or whatever it is for 6 months or less, and you're a police officer. You judge and jury. You're supposed to, enforce laws and whatnot. But you only went to school for 6 months. I don't even know how long it took you to go to barber school, Zay. But everything under the sun takes longer than to be a cop. And I know a lot of pretty idiots that are cops. So that's a lot of power to give to somebody who has character issues, aptitude issues. So that's something that we need to think about. And I say this all the time. We have to think about that. Mario, Chris, y'all got anything?
Qualified immunity. I really don't care about the temperament of the officer. I really don't care about the training. We don't care about any of that. This is a sensitive subject to me. I think that we have to fight for the end qualified immunity. These things are not a training issue. This is a mental health issue for people that's on that force that want to take the law into their hands. Well, I guess they have to. But at the same time, man, I think qualified immunity is the thing that we need to fight. And not only that, I think that what we need to do is try to find a way that if they do use deadly force, then they need to their defense need to come out of their pension, or out of everybody's pension. When I was a coach, when one person did something wrong, I made the whole team run. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I think that the defense in these trials should come from the police pension. And I guarantee you they'll be able to make sure they a little less gun happy. We'll say it like that. But like you guys said, I would love to have one officer on the show. Just give us some kind of answers. Have you watched that show? I watched that movie, American Skin. I got a lot from that movie. I heard a lot from their point of view and things like that. I don't know if that's for sure, but I hear that point of view. But I would like to have this conversation with officers that look like me also. So I think that's a really, really good idea. But in qualified immunity.
Mario, you got something to add on that?
Yeah, I just want to say 100%. Chris is right up my alley. That's down the alley I was going to walk down. And I want to just say that to have no repercussions for your actions to any man that's walking this work is a power that I think no man should have. I think that's why you have rules. That's why even in the Bible they had commandments. Like, you have to have rules. You can't, and then to have that kind of judgment, like you said, I don't care if you go to school for 10 years. Like, most of those are judgment calls. And then we're not robots, we're humans. So I think my talk gonna be, when we do bring the guys on, is gonna be like Chris said, like, right now, you guilty by association. To me, like, right now, it's not good enough for you just to be a good cop. I need you to stop the bad ones. Because it's a lot of good cops who not killing people. Cool. So if all the bad ones keep killing people, it makes you a good cop. Because a good cop, your motto is to serve and protect, not each other, us as civilians. So your first job that you swore to is to serve and protect. That means protect us from your homeboy sometimes. But I understand it's ran like a gang, and I understand that in putting myself into their shoes, if y'all do wrong, and that was my motto, no matter if you wrong or not, I'm with you, and we'll sort that out later. And I understood that I understand that way of thinking. So that's why I understand the cops are going to stick together, but I feel like we need to too. You know what I'm saying? Because they are our gang.
Well, I will say that I said a couple years ago, and I get the support. The police unions and the blue wall of silence are powerful, my brothers. And I'm with Chris to an extent where if they didn't get paid when the officer's involved in the shooting, he goes on leave, paid leave for weeks, months, sometimes almost a year. Man, what kind of incentive is that? But if they
That's
didn't get
better.
paid, they'll think twice before they shoot that gun. So that's something we always have to think about. Yes, Mr. Chris.
We feel underprotected and overserved.
That's real.
That's how we
Excellent
feel.
statement. That's real.
Well, I always say, is it justice or just us? And I think it's just us by design. Let me liven it up a little bit. I came up with this question because I was watching one of my childhood crushes, and I don't care what age she is. Right now, she's still my crush, and I see her aura when I see her. So, I just want to ask you guys, and even though you married Mario before you took this oath, uh, who was y'all celebrity crush?
Well, no, whoa. And no, if I know I'm married, if you call my wife right now on three-way, she gonna tell you it's Nia Long. Man, listen here, man. Man. Hey, look at here.
I want to get next to you.
I'm telling you, and it's because I think it's effortless beauty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really have, and I think that's what my wife have. It's just that constant beauty. Like, you are who you are, constant. I don't need you to be like, oh my God, break the mold every time. And I don't need you to be butt ugly. Please put on some mascara. But I need you to be that constant girl next door, that undeniable, whatever do you have on, the perfect complexion. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that everything about her embodied exactly what I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, in a woman growing up. So listen, I think Nia is like really, really, really what women these days should aspire to be, because you don't have to have the biggest butt, the biggest breasts, and you don't have to be any certain tone. You could be just right there in the middle and then be just right with me. That's about Nia Long.
Well, Mario. I must say, because I don't have to get in trouble right now for this list. I have a list, but there's only one winner. There's only one winner on this list. I love Rihanna's growth, coming from where she was to where she's at right now. She's been gorgeous.
Such a
She's a
powerful
pretty
Yoko.
woman. But the stuff that sister, the humanitarian side of her right now is amazing. The stuff that she's doing, she gets it. Business, going around the world, just, hey, I can't spend it all. She's spending that money. I thought that was a big thing. I like the presence and the poise and grace of Kamini Chin. I think she's real dope. I think the former attorney prosecutor, she's Ethiopian. If you look at the George Floyd trial, Yodit, I think that's how you spell it, Yodit. She's dope. Dope mind, great mind, beautiful woman. Ethiopian women are beautiful. But the person that I've had a crush on all my life, I don't give a damn if it was 30 years ago to right now, I would date her right now, is the amazing, I'm going to call it like this. I'm going to say Claire Huxtable.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
That woman is timeless. She is grace. She is amazing. Amazing actress, amazing woman, humanitarian. Boy, I love that woman. From the Cosby Show days to right now. She's still beautiful. And she's still working. So that is my Claire Huxtable, Felicia Rashad. You are beauty. You are the epitome of the Black woman in America. And I love it. And that's my shout out to you. So I'm going to go to Chris. I don't know who he could possibly.
Well, I honestly, ever since I've been on this date doctor journey and this male self-improvement, I've done away with crushes. I don't have a crush. When I think of crushes, I think back in high school where you secretly admire a woman and you didn't tell her. And nowadays with technology, all we gotta do is DM a woman, shoot our shot, send her a number, and see what happens. And just like in any other situation with any regular woman that's not a non-celebrity woman, you DM, you shoot your shot. If she turns you down or she don't respond, you just simply move on. So I would say that no, I don't have a celebrity crush. Now, but I would like to ask, does porn stars count?
Let's not use the word porn star. Let's say mattress actress.
Mattress actress. Is it? Well, I see some outside too. But if we count any of them, then I have a laundry list. But as far as just, we gotta think though. You kind of actually see her in the act. Like you ain't ever seen me alone like that. I've actually seen some of my favorites doing the ting.
Pocket pool champion.
You know what I'm saying? So 8 ball, corner pocket. Zay, what you think?
Oh man, shoot, man, I was like Jay-Z when y'all said this. I was thinking, I love girls, 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 and I thought about it long and hard, and I'm like, damn, you know,
Pause.
Rudy.
Pause.
Hey, watch out.
I know it is, eh?
No, you don't. You have no clue. I almost busted in the mouth when you said Rihanna. Back your ass up. But no, it was Rudy for a while, and I thought about it, like, oh man. Because, you know, y'all used to call me Bud when we were younger. I'm like, yeah, you know, Rudy is a perfect match. You feel me? But then she had got off the chain. I had to let that fish go on back and swim back off. And then you said Rihanna, and I'm like, damn, you know what? Something about that big forehead and that and the pretty eyes and just the way that she's charismatic. I don't care if she's in gray sweats or in a red carpet dress. That girl fine, hands down. But timeless. And I thought about it as a child. Who was it? And it was that one lady who said, rolling. And I watched them hips and that thigh. And I said, ooh, I was young. I wasn't supposed to be watching it like that. But man, listen, all the way down to that clench in her jawbone, boy, that Angela Bassett. Woohoo! Come here, chocolate. I miss it, man.
I thought you were gonna get Ike to beat your ass.
You don't have to. Boy, look here.
So ladies out there, if you know where he get that little Ike fetish from, you know.
Listen, man, Angela a bad girl to this day, boy. She get in the movie and you gotta look. She fit everything, man. Listen, you can't take nothing away from a chocolate queen, man. She got
bad.
it.
62.
Definitely. Oh.
And that's the thing, though. A lot of women think we are we suffer from colorism. No, we like them chocolates too. Now, don't get it twisted. We love them chocolates.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Angela stays in Boca with her husband. I seen her in Boca Mall years ago, probably about 8 years ago. Man, that woman looked like that in person.
You know what her husband is, right? My boy who played in Aretha Franklin.
Courtney Vance.
Yeah, that's my dog, man. A lot of people don't know that. He been in a lot of stuff. They've been together for like 30-some years, like crazy.
Been a long time. I know they got twins together.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be like the next Cicely Tyson. She's gonna be up there and still be fine and still be acting, man. That girl,
you think Cicely Tyson fine?
Dog, listen, man. She lasted a long time, and the young Cicely was fine. What are you talking about? Didn't you see them on the picture?
I thought you said she was still fine.
No, listen, man. God rest her beautiful soul. I am saying to you, that was a beautiful chocolate sister. I think that Angela's gonna follow right up in her chain. So
wait, that's a nominee right there. My cousin put up there. Thelma from Good Time, boy. Good God Almighty.
Thelma. Hey, boy, you know your stuff. You ain't lost your class.
Boy, when Thelma left them people in that apartment, she said, I'm going to be somebody.
Hey, Thelma got an NFL player.
Really?
Yeah, remember, cuz we heard itself.
Oh, man. Yeah. There were never no good times on Good Times. But
damn.
They couldn't even get a turkey on Thanksgiving.
That's right.
All right, guys, I want to turn up the heat on y'all. Right now, you got the George Floyd trial. Don't know why it's called George Floyd trial when he's the victim. You got Dante Wright, another hashtag, which I almost felt like was meant to distract you from what's going on. Like, there's so much going on at one time. I just feel like we're still on track for a civil war in this country. Let's do a checkup. We're a couple months in. What do y'all think about America right now? We're a few months into the Biden presidency. You know he's not my president, but I wanted to ask y'all that.
Because Trump was.
Yeah, well, say what you want. my president
he said
my president didn't let boys wrestle your daughter and call for championship belts. Listen, well, that man said transgender rights is the civil rights of our time. Man, I can't say what I want to say. That was an insult to every black person that voted for that sucker.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts about America right now? Are you optimistic, pessimistic? What's your views, Mario?
I'm about the same. I'm probably gonna be the same. A long time ago, not even a long time ago, I think that the first time I really started understanding money and economics when I got older, I started understanding that America, no matter how the flag sways, whether it blows left or right, it's still gonna be an American flag that's blowing, and they're gonna have their old rituals and their old ways. And there's nothing we could do at this point. And I'm saying there's nothing we could do. I'm talking about as a collective. But I think individually we can start chipping away at it. You know what I'm saying? So I've been on that journey. I've been on that journey to try to enlighten my brothers and the people around me. I've been on my journey to learn money more. I've been on a journey for me to be better because I think that right now it's robbery for us to try to start as a whole when we're not first starting to work on ourselves. And I think America right now is America without a black representation. We talked about this before Biden got in office. We do not have nobody really, truly at the seat. We do not have a leader. We do not have a spokesperson. We do not have a committee, a person that's sitting there telling Joe, hey, man, you better come on with it. We don't have that. We have a whole bunch of me's, and we have so many people of color and so many other people business till we can't mind our own business. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna take the gloves off. So, I seen somebody post, how many of your Asian friends posted anybody black that got killed? And I'm pretty sure it's some Asian people that posted it. I'm pretty sure it is. But I had to go down my timeline of Asian friends, and none of them posted. And I had to say, well, damn, that's crazy because a lot of my timeline was filled with
Stop Asian hate that I haven't seen outside of the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm saying that to say not that we don't want to stop Asian hate. It's the point that black people are so quick to jump on everybody else's problems instead of correcting our own. So then I have to set myself and say, well, damn, if I was the person who have everybody asking me for something every day, I'm the president, everybody coming at me, people telling me I need to do this and do this and do this and do this, somebody gonna have to get pushed up on the road. So then I have to say to myself, well, it's almost like this. If I owe everybody, you got to start saying, who can I not pay? Who am I the least scared of? Who has no ground or no fight? And it's always going to be us. So I expect, not to go on and on. But I have to say, at the end of the day, I think America's going exactly how it's normally been. And I think right now, for my foreseeable future, it's going to probably be going the same way.
Hey, who is next after that? Before I go to Zay, Mia, Malcolm, you can call me Horace. I don't like to be called Jesus, but a lot of hashtags are. How many hashtags or shows have you seen to say the George Floyd trial? No, that is what was happening. So I do not.
She just got beef with you. She just got beef with you. She heard you correct it as soon as you said it. You didn't say it just to say it. You said they called it the George Floyd trial, and then you corrected it. Mia just got major beef with you. It started with me. Now she with you. Now she on you.
Hey, well, it's me or Malcolm, so she's gonna hate by any means necessary.
Well, we're gonna send her a shirt.
Yes, we will. We love you.
There you go,
latest man.
Yes, amazing. I mean, nothing that we didn't foresee coming with Joe. I mean, Joe, Sleepy Joe. It's funny because, like Mario said, we talked about Ice Cube, and we were talking about having that pivotal position so that we can kind of say, hey, what about us? But we don't. So, it was a meme I sent to you guys with Ice Cube on the side of them as Joe signed the transgender bill, as Joe signed the Asian hate. Now Joe's talking about gun control. He ain't talking about black people. That's our problem. I don't know what to say with them guys, but amazing. What about you, Chris?
Well, it's going as planned. My first president was Reagan, and it's the same thing.
Your first president was Reagan?
My first president was Reagan. So, and it's the same thing. It's been the same thing, same America over and over again. It's just a rerun with a different host. Again, but I'm on Mario's vibe on this one, man. We got to stop waiting for a savior. We got to save ourselves. We have to do things like my brother Horace did, get into ownership, get home ownership, get collectively together, buy the place that we live in. Stop trying to get out of our neighborhood and go live
Invest in
somewhere
it.
else. Invest in our own neighborhood so we can school our own people, so we can police our own people, so we can have our own economics and our own business there. And then once we become a power, because that's how more I learned about politics, that's how it works. And we're not going to leverage our vote, meaning withhold our vote to get what we want. Then we have to do it through lobbying and special interest groups. So we have to we have to get together, pool money together, and then fund a campaign. You help fund a campaign. They have no choice but um, to meet your demands because you funded their campaign. But again, we have to understand that it does not start at the presidency. It starts locally. It
Right.
starts locally. You have to know your representatives. You have to know all these local positions. Have a relationship with the mayor. Have a relationship with the city councilmen. Like work on these local personal relationships, and that's where change starts first. And even before that, start at your own home, man. Start at your own home, being the best example that you can possibly be. You can't worry about what president is in office. That doesn't have a big hold on you. What has a big hold on you is local politics. So let's start to focus more and more and more on local politics, ownership, and saving ourselves. Not waiting for somebody to come and save us.
But Chris, you also gotta remember with the local politics, you gotta have some type of organization. And I think a lot of times, like I said, we shoot for the power because everybody will run for the seat. We've seen that before. Friends, cousins, whoever, everybody's running for the seat, but there's no organization or no unification. There's a lot of black power. Everybody's saying, yeah, black power, let's do this, but then nobody's not getting together and saying we're all gonna run for, with this person at the forefront to push these ideas. And this is what the alphabet people have done. You feel me? And you see that they're starting to make footprints. And we still squandering. Ice Cube came up with an idea, and I hate to use Ice Cube, but that was the one that we talked about the most. He came up with an idea, and as soon as he came up with it, we had other black people trying to discredit him and say, hey, we've been trying to do that. We're at the top of the line for to be next. Hey, man, he's in the room already. Why don't you just, send him your notepad and let's try to build from there? But I think that's what the problem is in the unification of the organization. We have none. So we don't never have that power so we can leverage anything.
But
That's what's killing us.
But right now we have our own channels of information. We have to use these platforms, right? We have hundreds of views right now, so we have to start speaking this a little bit more. Although we do, but we have to start putting it in our show a little bit more, and our content a little bit more, because again, we are a people of popularity. We want to sway to what's popular. Let's start making politics cool. Let's start making understanding of black ownership cool. Let's start doing that. Let's start speaking about that. It takes one. Each one teach one. If you can reach one person, then that person can possibly reach another one. So let's do our part.
All right. Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will. Hey, one thing I've learned being in politics on every level, America is America. So we keep thinking America is going to be fair. America is designed to be exactly what it was designed to be. That's the problem. We keep thinking America was intended for us to be a part of that equation. No, America is happy being America. That's why we keep getting the hashtags. That's why we get the discrimination and the prejudice, whether it's home ownership, banking, and whatnot. America has consistently been America. That's why Chris is right. I have not done anything traditional. Everything I've done is like behind the scenes. I'm doing it my way. Everybody's in line trying to do it one way and getting rejected. Whereas people not playing in the rules, creating the new rules, and they getting paid. They making waves. So everybody trying to sit at the table or get to the table. I've learned in the last year, man, I got my steak and I'm gonna eat standing up, because America showed me intentionally who it is over and over and over. Back to home ownership. I always told for interviews for the last 5 years, America is a monopoly board. Until you own something, It's like America don't even identify. They don't even recognize you. You're not on the board until you own something, whether it's a business or a home or some land. Until you do that, America doesn't see you. Until you do that, you're a dependent in America. Keep on working. People don't even know that America as a whole, when you file your taxes, America files a tax return on all of us. Who do they file it with? That's a whole different show. But I do want us to get back to the days where, we had a little more black wall. I ain't say Black Wall Street because it was so many Black Wall Streets around the country, but most people only know about one. We create the blueprint, and somehow we the ones acting like we don't know how to get this money, or we don't know how to build. Shout out to Sherman Foster, young brother who got a rib empire in Riviera Beach. Just started. I call him the king of ribs. You know what I mean? Just started, and the brother taking off. So simple stuff like that. The brother started a business at a young age. How he gonna look in 5 years, 10 years? And then that same brother making that money has some political influence. He can donate to a campaign. He can donate to this. And to close off with my comment, we have to stop fighting over one seat. When I ran for office, my homeboy Xavier's homeboy Doug Lawson was in another seat. I could have ran for either other seat. Me and him met. I said, brother, I know you need to be in office. We talked. I said, you can stay in this seat. I'm going to go and run in the other seat. You know what my odds were? I go to the other seat and 7 other people jump in. I don't regret my decision because Doug Lawson is doing an awesome job in the seat that he's in. But nobody give a F about me in this other seat where I only thought me and another person should have been running. But you had 7 people with 5 of them had no business running, but they ran through the whole race off. But that's what I mean. I was an example to say we shouldn't be fighting over seats. I digress. I'm not gonna go on and on, but we just got to do better, man, and see each other as a whole. You my brothers, and that's why when we talk here, we always asking about what you need, what you trying to do. We need to have those conversations around our dinner tables more often. So I'm gonna go back and lighten it up one more time. And this is going to be something that's going to be right up the date doctor's alley. I'll probably get a call from the FEC because somebody said, but we're going to roll it. Chris, the date doctor, Chris Caesar Leo.
Yes.
Do you believe that a man should have a small dating checklist? A small checklist to avoid the undateable people in their lives? Or should they just have a checklist for they can go down what their preferences are? Should a man have a dating checklist? Please, I know you're going to do something.
I don't know. I think that when I hear about checklists, it reminds me of women, where they say you got to be this tall, you got to have this much money, you got to have this and this and that. So I don't think men should do that. We shouldn't act like women. What I think that we should do is have, if we're gonna have any checklist, it should be an effort checklist. I hear when I coach men, I hear so many times men are taking out women that haven't even requested to see them. You know what I'm saying? You take it. I see men taking out women that doesn't initiate contact, that barely even call, if call at all. So I think that what we need to check on is effort. We need to start rewarding women that show effort. I did a date doctor vlog this weekend where I said that stop chasing the woman of your dreams and get with the woman that you are the man of her dreams. And it's a simple thing, man. Pimp's been saying it forever. Men, at the end of the day, you gotta go with the women that likes you instead of the women that you like. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna end up being a lot weaker in your masculinity when you're chasing after women that you just you're enamored with. So instead of having a checklist of how she looked, this and that, I understand there's basic things that you want. Make sure any woman that you're dealing with investing time, effort, and economics in, showing you major effort. If you set up the date, first of all, don't take a woman out that hasn't requested to see you. Period. If she has never uttered the words "I want to see you," don't take her out. If she doesn't call, because and I'm not saying this has to be a 50-50 thing. I'm saying that she has to do most of the calling, because you're going to have to do most of the dating and the paying and all these other things like that. So again, when all is even, you have no idea if she actually likes you or actually interested. At least she know at bare minimum, you want to screw, that you want to smash. So at the end of the day, make sure this woman is showing effort. If a woman is not showing you effort, then you completely don't need to waste time, energy, and effort. Effort, fellas. That's what we reward. Effort. And we punish bad behavior. We punish bad behavior.
Zay, y'all teammates, so this should be good. Zay, you are a professional.
You couldn't wait for that one, could you?
I could not wait.
Jackass. But no, I don't think that guys need a checklist. I can agree with Chris on that. I mean, you kind of know what you're looking for a little bit. Have standards about yourself. Have things that you want to see and that you want to grow. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to dating. But be open, be a blank sheet of paper. So therefore, when you get in, you don't have the expectations that a checklist would hold you into, which will hinder you or help you maybe in the dating world. It all depends how rigid you are with your checklist of sorts. If you put one into play, but just come in and try to learn the person that you say you want to be with and move forward from there. One of the things that you will learn if you want to be there, or you will learn if you will not. You won't lose. I promise you that. But you will get a learning lesson. But I don't think that you need a checklist. So,
well, I'll say this: women are having a hard time getting a good man.
Mm-hmm.
Good men are not having trouble getting a woman.
The tides are turned.
Yep. So I think that a man, I personally think, a small checklist is warranted. It might not work out for you, but I think a man, a good dude, doesn't have that time to really, you do have to profile and kind of.
What are you checking for? What would you be checking for? Yeah, that was my question.
Well, I would say right now, someone we will remain nameless, who doesn't have kids anymore. I mean, it may not be to a point where he wants to date someone that hasn't had kids, right? Well, so he meet her, he fall in love. Now you have a woman that wants to have a kid. So now he has to think like, damn, do I want, just avoid it, because you probably going to start having feelings. Before you know it, you having another kid. Now you back on the hook for 18 years. Even when y'all together, that's a responsibility, being a father again after 18 years. You may not want to date somebody who has multiple kids. You know why? Because now you got to fight multiple baby daddies. So I'm just saying, there are some things that are valid. Hell, if you have somebody that is politically or has to be in the public eye, well, you got somebody who can't handle that, that's something on the checklist. I got to do political events. I got to do public events. I got to travel. If I got somebody who can't be by my side sometime when I need them, then hell, that might be something that off the top, let's not even go down that road, because we're just going to find it to be an issue later. I'm thinking there's certain things that are a potential issue. Don't indulge knowing it's a red flag or yellow flag, and then you get down the road and then, oh, well, damn, I knew this was going to happen. So there are certain things that you should check off. I know if a girl don't like Seinfeld, she's probably not going to be, my captain all stuff.
Yeah. She got the class.
Do you have to know this by knowledge, or you just in your mind saying, I don't want that woman because of this? Because that's the thing that I question. Like, should I imagine the things that I don't want without even experiencing it?
No, that's not what I'm saying. As you get to know each other, Chris, you might meet a woman. You might meet 8 of them, right? As y'all converse, as y'all get to know each other, you're going to kind of get a profile knowing whether it's potentially something or it's potentially nothing. So why keep going on when you've dated, well, not you, but men will date somebody and they see the red flags or yellow flags and they keep going, and now you're having sex now your views are compromised because you smash and knowing I really shouldn't be messing with this chick, or we really ain't got nothing in common, and you keep going on. I'm saying conversate to get to know each other, and hell, at least y'all know, because there's been people I've met that I never went further with, but we friends. I could say, hey, we, spoke, chatted, might even went to dinner, but it didn't go no farther.
So you don't believe
curiosity was killed.
So you don't believe in opposites attract?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, it doesn't work for certain people. I believe it works for certain people, and I believe it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So Mario, I'm pretty sure my hate mail would be nice this week.
Well, I think not only do I think you should have a checklist, but I think that for anybody to say they don't have a checklist is being ingenuine. I think a checklist is simply the point of reference where you feel like these are things you would not tolerate is standards. I think everybody should have standards when they're dating somebody. So if you have no standards, because that's a checklist, it's saying, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to tolerate that. I want this and I want that. I feel like any man who's sure of himself or know what I want, and I call myself a leader. So let's just say, first of all, let me slow myself down. Going on this date, you're gonna have two intentions. If I'm going on a date to screw, I have one checklist. Is she with it or is she not? That's it. If I'm going on this date to build a relationship, then there we go. Then I have to understand what I want. If I don't know what I want, or if I don't even know where I'm going at, then I'm just dating out here just to be like, I'm just walking in the wilderness. I'm hunting and don't even know what I'm looking for. Don't even know what prey I'm looking for. I don't see how that could be conducive. I think that right now, when you sit down at the table, whether you want to admit it or not, you have stuff in your head that you're looking for. It don't matter if you call it a checklist, you call it a red flag, you call it whatever you want to. Nobody's sitting down at the table across from somebody else saying, whatever happens, happens. And wherever we go, we go. That's not realistic. I think right now we're saying this. I don't want this. I don't want that. Now, I can have a meeting with you and you can change my mind. That's the minute of dates. But I go into every situation saying, if I hear this, and this, I'm a statistic person. Statistically, I'm not going to like this kind of person. So I should exit stage left. Now, right now, my wife right now, who I'm married to, some of the stuff that she had on when I first met her, I was like, and it slowed us down until she explained why, and then her good outweighed the stuff I didn't like about her. And that's okay. But I still walked into it saying, man, I don't like this and I don't like this, but I do like this and I do like this. That's how I feel. I feel like women do it, but I think women's more, here we go. I think theirs are more, or we talk about theirs more. Let me say that. So we hear about theirs more. Like, you got to be tall. You got to make this much money. But I believe a man saying the same thing. I don't want a hoe. I don't want a man. I don't want a woman who slept around with a whole bunch of people. That's the same. Like I'm saying, I don't want a woman who, I hear men say, I don't want a woman with bad feet. I hear women say, I want natural women. I hear men saying these things walking into relationships. And I feel like you can't go into a relationship or a date fooling yourself. Like, if I don't like tall women who smoke, who don't want to have kids, who not religious, why am I sitting down with that person? Like, I just don't see, like, that's my check. Like right now, if you say I don't believe in God, it is nothing you can do to make me believe in God, and I ain't having no more kids, bro. I'm done.
Exit, yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna fall in love with somebody and have to fight that uphill battle, because I believe that you can't protect your heart. Like, you don't know a lot of stuff that might be emotionally might tie y'all, but at the end of the day, she had told me from the beginning she don't want this and this. Those are two of the things I want. I wanted a son, and I believe in God. I wanted somebody who was financially sound. I wanted somebody who poured into me, like Chris saying. I wanted those things. So if you're not those things, you don't check off on my checklist, and I'm gone. Because I reached to the status of myself, and I think all you guys have. Once you get to this age, what Tootie began the thing saying, it's a bunch of women. It's not hard for y'all to find a good woman. So I think any man that don't have a checklist, shit, you're going to be looking forever then, man. I just think, because how you going to narrow them down?
Well, see, me, I go into situations saying like this, thinking like this. I'm not the easiest person to date properly. I'm not the best looking. I'm not this. It's a lot of things. So I try to give the person that I'm dating or going out on the date a little bit of the grace too, because at the end of the day, say I know I'm a acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? You may not just like what I'm saying. You may not like what I or how I am or whatever like that. So I try to give the same grace to the people that I'm dating. That's why I try to go in there with no checklist. I tell men all the time, well women too, but I say that date without dictations. And what I mean by date without dictations is the expectations or limitations. I may not want to have a child, but at the end of the day, I that woman may bring something out of me that I feel like that may make me convinced that I would just rather spend my rest of my life with her and not have a child. You know what I'm saying? We have preconceived notions on the environment that we've been in. So this is how we set. I think when we get into another environment, especially if we're going off of how a person makes us feel and not what we think, it's how a person makes us feel, we can be swayed. At some point I've been a rock so long. I kind of want to be able to say, okay, well, no, I don't think I like this, but this woman makes me feel like I want to go this route. So, I mean, I completely understand what you're saying, Hardy, but for me personally, I know how difficult it probably is for a woman to date me. So I want to, extend the same grace.
Yeah, I think what I'm saying is you just know from experience things that you can't. It's almost going back to deal breakers. There are certain things that I'm recognizing in the beginning. Like I was telling Xavier, one thing I used to run into is a nice, beautiful woman, nice seems comes off great, and they not healed. All I hear is, "Oh, y'all do this, y'all men. I'm done. I don't even want to talk to you no more because it's all coming out your mouth. If you can't believe there's no good men out there, you're not gonna see me, and I'm not gonna be killing myself trying to prove to you that I'm a decent dude.
Right.
And a lot of females do that. Well, y'all men ain't this, and I can't trust you. And remember, people ain't going through that. So when I see that, I'm like,
See, I don't believe in investing in people and betting on them to change.
yeah,
See, I believe you are who you say you are. So right now, if you tell me you don't want no kids, I'm not gonna hope that we fall in love in some kind of magically way that you change your mind. I heard what you said. It's 10,000 other women out there. So let me get the bare basics. Let me find a woman that wants a child and believes in God. Because those are my, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like
build the rest.
I might want somebody tall. She might not be tall. I can give that, but them non-negotiables, that's my checklist. And I'm not belging on that because I just feel like some battles I'm not fighting at 40. Like I know what kind of woman I want and I know where I'm going in my life. Like I'm not 20. So at some point I can't walk into a relationship and sit down at the dinner with you and you say, if you say you tall and all, I'm talking about like real functional non-negotiable. That was a checklist is to me, a non-negotiable list. And if you don't have one of them at 9, then shit, it shouldn't be hard to date. That means you should just walk into a restaurant with anybody.
Well, so I think what you were saying too hard. My bad. Well, what I was saying, what you were saying hard is what I said. I didn't want a checklist per se to be going like so. But like I said, with the standards, but you also covered it because, like I said, it'd be a blank canvas. So you go in and you can mix and match some things. Because if we are dating, like you said, we dating with a purpose. I'm not gonna expect you to think the way that I do or move like I do, but I'm open, and that's what I think I'm hearing you say. So you just got to be willing to learn that person as you're going through, but don't cancel them out because everything on your to-go order list ain't checked off. That's what I'm saying. But definitely you got to have some type of your do's and your don'ts.
What if you do though?
Say it again.
What if you do though?
What if you do what?
I'm about leverage. I'm saying, so what if you do though?
What if you do what, Hart?
What if you do cancel? I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
Right now it's 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, at the age of 40, if you give every woman grace, when will you find one? Like you gotta have a beginning point of I'm not my bare minimum is starting with this.
how much time you got left?
I'm just walking in there, it's whatever goes, and I can change me. Like I'm just saying, it's just where I feel because I feel what Chris said.
Right.
Always tell me that, and that's
Let me ask you something before I go to Chris. Listen to me. I have spent my life raising my boys. My kids, they are grown now. I'm saying on that check, I'm trying to avoid certain scenarios. If I fall, so be it. But I'm saying right now, I'm looking to travel. I would love someone that probably more established, not looking to have kids, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to try to avoid going down.
Starting over.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Go ahead, Chris.
That makes sense.
I somewhat challenged that, Horace, because yes, you did do that, but did you raise them in the same house with the lady? That's a totally different experience.
Boy, that is blasphemy. Because whether
he might not want to.
No.
Like I'm saying, if he's saying he don't want no kids right now, period. That's what I'm saying. For the date a woman right now that's saying I want 3 kids, to me, I would say it's Horace's fault if anything happened. Right now,
I put it all on him. But what I'm saying is, let's say whatever happens, he does it. He's never experienced raising that a child in the same home with the woman throughout the whole thing. That may be a totally different experience. You're dealing with something like that now, totally different experience. Now you was open to it at this age. He said he's not. I'm saying just say whatever happens.
I'm trying to avoid it.
I know you're trying to avoid it, but if it
but
does
the pistol pop.
It is something different. But what I say is this: what Hardy said was correct. If you're dating the smash, if you're dating the relationship, me personally, I date the smash. I want to go in there ready to smash and just be wowed by this woman and want to get into the relationship. But my prime objective is to smash. I think that if I go in there like that, it's shocking to me that I found this woman and I want to be with her, and because that wasn't even the number one objective first. Because I think that if you go into a situation with the objective to get in a relationship, it's so much easier to get into a relationship. But is that the one that really like captured you? Because if you wasn't looking and that person captured you and drawing you in, I think that's more. I think that's more what I'm looking for. To just be wild.
Listen, I can date somebody that has a kid, 11, 12, something like that. To have somebody that just had a baby, newborn, 5. Listen, Chris, at what age? I don't even gonna tell your age. We got 30 summers left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make every one of those goddamn summers left. Huh?
And I feel what Chris saying.
I'm making it count.
He going into that's an unconventional method, but I feel like that's his method, and I feel like if that's what works, that's what works. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't do it that way, but his reasoning makes sense to him. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it work for him. Like I've seen this work on his hair. I just think it's dangerous. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's gonna work. I just think it's dangerous because you don't know. You might get wrapped up in that woman and don't know what's wrapping you up. Mm-hmm. And then by the time you wrapped up, now you found out, man, I don't really like her. Like I can't. We vibe good, but she bad at spending money. She don't want no kid. She don't believe in. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so much other stuff she could not, and you can have a good vibe. Like I can hang out with this girl. We can go on trips. We can have fun sex. All that can be good. See, that's what you're gonna learn in them first months while you creating a bond. But then when you start talking about the nitty gritty, because now you like her, and now you feel like, you know what, I kind of like her, and then you find out that she's everything you don't want. That's dangerous to me.
But I like her though hard.
That's that sunshine trap.
You know how long
I ain't coming home.
You know how long it's been since you just can really, really like a woman. Like I'm talking about like when you was in high school, like you like her.
It's been almost 2 years. I'm married.
And you proving my point, Chris. You already in. See, it turned out good for Mario, but what if it don't turn out good? Now you out of more time.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It was calculated. Like right now, I put like this. I never met Jaleesa and said, I'm marrying her. If anything, she was probably the least on my list I said I was gonna marry. Out of all the girls, I'm saying just being realistic. When I'm talking, I was like, yeah, she cool, but then it was, I knew this. I don't date a woman who's not spiritually. I don't say you have to be a nun, but you got to believe in God. Like it's certain stuff. Like I can't. If you didn't want no boys or you didn't want no children, I'm straight. If you wasn't sound about money and building and understanding like the format of I'm the patriarch of the family, like, I'm gonna be the man and all that kind of stuff like that, I'm straight. So once we got that down, okay, now let's go. So every woman I ever dated since I probably been 30 had that criteria. That's the bottom line for even dealing. That's what I'm saying. You got to have a bottom line. Like,
right.
You know why? I can't. What if I fall in love with you and you tell me you don't want no more kids and I don't have a boy? Now, you're right, Chris. See, I ain't no fool. You're right. I love you. And now I'm trying to find ways to talk her into it. I'm trying to get all this stuff. And when she like, Horace, I don't raise my kid and I ain't having no more kids. Hell no. Now I'm like, man, what am I do? Now I'm in this trying to get out of this for 2 more years. And I can just say, you know what? You're a beautiful woman, but you're not for me. So it's another woman right there who want to have a little boy. It's another woman right there who.
Well, why don't you just get her pregnant and do it on the side?
You could definitely do that. I tried that. You see what that got me?
Oh,
no, I don't recommend that. Don't do it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you one more thing for y'all checklist. It should be on all y'all checklists. Make sure you got a woman who love you enough not to pull the plug if something happened to you.
Well, I don't know, man. Thanks to Zay, I'm worth more out of here. So I don't know. Pull the plug. Make sure my daughter's straight.
Woo. Okay.
And at some points of the plug, you gotta go ahead and send me on up to the upper room. That's what I did all this. That's what I did all this praying for. I gotta believe it. God forbid.
Going to the upper room.
Jesus Christ.
If I ain't a vegetable, believe in Jesus. Okay. I don't want nobody to be quick though. He ain't gonna make it. Hey, man.
He got a cold. Now pull the plug.
Man, he sleep. Oh no, he wouldn't want to be like this. Pull it.
He came in here for a broken ankles.
Yeah.
He said, let it rest. Okay, put him to rest. Put him to
rest. May he rest. That's what happened. Damn.
Nah, you ain't gonna get me like that. Oh my God, it's time for the viewer question, my man. And me and Malcolm, I'm gonna make sure you get an extra shirt this week. I love our viewers. Boy, I have really agitated her this week.
Really?
Oh man, just angry for no reason. The women take fiber.
Gotta love.
I hope so.
Gotta love that toxic femininity.
Aristotle, you getting them? All right, y'all ready for the viewer question? Here we go.
Good morning. So I was driving in to take Pop to school, and there was a question posed on the radio, and I was like, oh my God, this is a pretty good question. And they were asking that once the relationship is over, is it okay for you to ask that other person for gifts back that you purchased them throughout this relationship, whether it's a big gift or a small gift or whatever? Is it okay for you to say that you want those things back from that person and expect them to give them back? If so, why?
All right, I know I see Chris smiling, but I'm going to go first to the latest man. I'm going to the experience.
I'm going to say absolutely not, unless it's a ring. Get that back. Or if it's a diamond ring. Because if I propose to you and we not going any further, neither does that ring need to go any further. You don't want me? So what you want it for? That's just me. However, the trinkets, the other little special things that I got you, the little knickknacks that I thought from my heart to yours were needed, those are yours to have. But those big ticket items, come on, ladies, let's not pick and choose, because y'all will throw back the other stuff and tell you to get this. Let me get my Wraith or let me get my ring. But that's just me. What you got for him, my brother?
Hey man, when I used to frequent a club, a great establishment called TKO, one of the finest establishments in Palm Beach. If you had missed it, shame on you. But I used to hear a song. It used to come on. I used to have a little chant. Say, I want it all: shoes, clothes, I want it all. And as that good poet said it that day, I want it all back.
I love it.
I want it all. I want everything you willing to give me back. So much so that, let me tell you something. When I heard a wise man at work tell me, never get married or propose to a woman around a holiday, a birthday, or a special event, because the judge gonna tell you not to give your ring back. So, so I had to look it up. It is the truth. It's the truth. They can always say it's a gift. So I vowed to never, ever propose to a woman around those days because of what Zay said. I want my ring back.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think that what Chris said comes into play on this. Sometimes you can meet that person and they can be everything you want. They can check off everything they list. And I had told Jaleesa this so many times. Like, yeah, we can get married, but I'm never going to propose around a holiday. I made it clear. I'm never going to So don't ever think, and that's why I think when I proposed on her birthday, it was such a surprise to her because she knew my cardinal rule was I'm never gonna propose on a birthday, Christmas, or a holiday because my dog told me I'd never get the ring back. So
Gift.
I'm saying, on all jokes aside, if it's something big and if it's something that I think that was meant to be for both of us, I want it back. If it's something I gave you out of love, no, you can have it because it was gone when I gave it to you. That's honestly how I feel.
Right. Blues choosing violence today. I just thought I'd put that disclaimer out there. That boy is going to come find you if you do not give him back his thing. Trust me, to get it back. Peace, my sister.
Date doctor.
Oh man, well, first I want to give a big shout out to Sabrina, owner of Queen's Nectar. She's been a long time friend of mine. She actually has me blocked on all social media outlets.
Deservedly so.
But it's okay. I have that effect on women. So, but to answer the question, I think this is a question between gifts and investments. I think that gifts, I don't believe that gifts should have to be given back. Most of the time when a man gives a woman a gift, it's a gift that she wants. So what are you going to do with those red bottoms? What are you going to do with that dress? What are you going to do with that bag? What are you going to do with all that girly stuff that you gave her? What's the point of taking it back? And you're a sucker if you just take it back to give it to another woman. But investments are something different. Like, let's say you bought a car to help her in a rap career. That's an investment. And anytime you make an investment, you want an ROI, a return on your investment. Let's say you bought a ring with the intentions of getting married. That's an investment. You want an ROI on that. Let's say you put her up in a place. Again, that's an investment. You want to make her life easier so she can give you a return on your investment. Now, on top of that, anything that you are financially responsible for, take that shit back. That's yours. Don't worry. Don't do that. So again, it's a difference between gifts and investments. If you're investing in a woman, which I don't have any problems in, I think that you should invest in women, especially women that invest in you. But anytime you invest in anything, you're looking for a ROI, a return on your investment. And if something stops that your ability to get a return on that, yes, that's what you need to take back.
Well, I want to say that I must pray that I feel like Chris has influenced me greatly this season. I want to have a show, and I don't know how to frame it up because I want to talk about how we've been taught to simp indirectly at times. I want to talk about that, but that's another show. I was at the bar the other day. It's my spot. It's my bar. And to hear so many women asking for me to buy them drinks, which it just does something to me. And in my mind, like, buy you a drink for what?
To do something to you.
What?
Sexually.
If only. But the point is, what's the trade-off here? I mean, in society, everything is, but I won't do it. Well, my answer for that question is this. There will be no capital gains when my name is no longer in the equation. So the clothes, keep it. The all that stuff, keep it. But there will be nothing that's financed will remain. If there's a car involved, you will not keep it. Unless you want to take over, that financial burden, if you can find a way to slide it over to your side, you can keep it. But there will be no capital gains that are just going to be given away. If we had a house, we're going to split it together, right? You had a car, you can keep it if you can pay for it. Go over there. But a lot of people be like, oh, I just let her have it. Man, that's cool for the small stuff. But when it comes to that real stuff, capital gains, stocks and money, we got to at least be equal on that. We got to at least be equaling on that. I know dudes be talking that stuff, trying to be big talk, like, oh, I just let her have mine. Okay. Y'all 30,000 in investment that y'all just needed to split up. You're going to cry about it later. I'm putting that show on for everybody to tell you, oh, you a good man. That's what I want to say. That good man stuff. Oh, you a good man. I'm going to say that stuff.
A lot of times people say I let her have it because it wasn't paid off anyway. Yeah, I let her have that car. Yeah, she's still making payments on it. I let her have that house. Yeah, you just it was in her name anyway.
But listen, what Lou said. If it's property, I'll think about it. See, these are the people to avoid.
Yeah, reactions.
Yeah, you dishonest. See,
Checklist.
that's why I left. That's why I left. You wasn't righteous, you know. And it do bother me. What bothers me, and I want to, Chris. I'll let Chris frame up the discussion for next week. Because for you to say some good things about me, I'm buying drinks. I'm at the bar. You know, I be seeing people put on for what? For what? Y'all want equal rights? Pay your own goddamn shit.
Female validation. That's
Man.
and you shouldn't give a damn about that.
I do not. So I seen Joker last week, right? He done bought all these drinks, and they ain't sparing them. They sucking them down.
In the club?
Bruh.
Oh,
at the bar.
At the bar? Never mind.
Listen, so now he leave with a $300 tab. And I just know chicks that come to the bar with no intentions of ever buying a drink. Right? And they walk around let Joker buy them a drink. I know chicks that go to the club. They ain't gonna pay to get in. They ain't gonna buy no drinks. Hell, they probably ain't got $10 in their pocket. So I'm doing all that just for you to say I'm an all right dude. Man, that's sucker stuff I shall not ever participate in. And we got to stop that. Because, listen, it bothers me, bro. It just gets under my skin. Somebody last week, I was telling Zay he lied. It was like, oh, when I got my beer, it was like, so-and-so said you bought him a drink. I said, you know me. You know better than that, Jack. You better take this off. I'm not out here simping like that. So,
but some people just like the showmanship of being selling their campaign and having emotion in their ocean. Like some dudes doing it not for residuals that day. They just planting seeds for further harvesting. You know, like a gatherer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't hunting. Like so, some dudes I done seen dudes who sprinkle it, and then because they got it, they really do got it. You know what I'm saying? And they just want everybody to have a good time and partying. You know what I'm saying? I feel what you're saying. If you going there to get a woman and you buy all these drinks and you go home in your car by yourself, then I hope you get a flat tire on the way home. If you go in there and you just having a good time, and then it just so happened that a couple of young ladies get some drinks and cool. That's just, you know what I'm saying? You just got a ticket to the good show.
I've used it as a tactic. It may not be the safest tactic to use, but I've used it as a strategy.
Hey, there's no limitations on the Bill Cosby.
What? No Bill Cosby. But what you do is you buy a drink, and then you pay her no attention. What normally happens with guys buy drinks, they buy a drink and then they hound her for the number, this, all the other things. Buy the drink and then pay her no attention.
She's gonna split it with me.
there's a good.
Hey, you want some more? Nigga, bought me a drink, dog.
there may be a chance. There may be a chance that she respect that action and then make herself available to you later on in the club. She might come into your perimeter because you the one bought the drink and you wasn't sweating. You just bought it. All right, and you went on about your business. A lot of times I just had a situation where the girl would still find her way into my perimeter in the club or whatever, maybe by my VIP section, make herself available, I holler, and then I close the deal later on. So it is a strategy that you can use. I'm not saying that it's the best strategy. It may be an expensive strategy, especially when you buying for friends and all that other stupid shit. But I have used it and it has worked.
But we understand, I understand. I don't want to act like I don't want to be. I'm oblivious to what Horace is talking about. We all seen the guy who just swipe it, go ahead, and then he go home. All right, y'all, and the girl's like, "We got one tonight," and they got drunk. They do the hand clap, and they go home to their boyfriends. They have to buy new plaster for the wall. Nah, you won't put me on that road. Now, you know what I'm saying? But I have got some young ladies look it up and seen a couple of my compadres score. I must say that there's nothing warms my heart than to see one of my homeboys benefit or reap what I have sown. So that equally gives me pleasure too. Now, you know what I'm saying, Paul?
Listen, maybe that's you just helped me. So maybe that's why it offends me when they ask. Because in my mind, you think I'm that dude? That's what you're saying to me? Subconscious, I'm that dude that's about to just maybe you guys
see think you got it
through something, huh?
They think you got it. They think that you're that dude. You're looking at it the wrong way. Change the narrative.
I don't give a damn what they think.
Hmm.
I don't give a damn what I think. Listen, that's a whole other story.
I
This is
think we gotta have a show one day. Excuse me, not to cut you off on because I think right now in the dating world, I'm out of it. But I think the dating world is, as I hear y'all all talk, all three of y'all, I talk to all y'all. It's like I think I got some questions for y'all because I think it's just a dynamic don't get talked about. Like I think kind of Zay like in the move, like maybe I'll settle down, maybe I not. I think Horace is like, nah, I know what I want. I'm settling down. I ain't with that shit. I think Chris is like, I'm building me right now, so I'm finding myself. I kind of just like I ain't letting nothing throw off my motion. But all of y'all are walking to the same bar at the same time, and it's a dynamic of all of us will be out, and to see the same bar through everyone's eyes is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a dynamic. Just hearing y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because some stuff that I see that aggravates Horace, they might be like, shit, it's okay. Or Chris might be like, man, you know, or Chris might be like, I don't like this, and then y'all, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a dynamic of, because I always tell Horace that right now, I think he still moves like a married man. You know what I'm saying? Like he thinks like a relationship guy in a dating world. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this makes sense. This makes sense. And I think because he's been so responsible for so long, like raising kids in a marriage, like, you know what I'm saying? Like getting back out there a little too much of, like, you know what I'm saying? I think that he be right on it. Like, nah, if you ain't get on out of here now, ain't no one free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he zero in. And times don't change like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Since really been out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like in the city girl era, I have to offer the minimum of a shot. Thou should be shunned the whole night.
Yeah.
I mean, but we all talk about the same dude that post his new truck, post his new house, and then expect women to not.
I don't know
think
what
that
They smell. I
like
smell money.
that.
And they coming.
No, I don't have no sympathy for that guy. No. Press the brakes. He is putting out bait for those women, and those women are biting.
He's thirst trapping.
He thirst
I thought he was a top tier dude.
He thirst trapping. That's what he doing. He ain't fooling us.
I'm a thirst trapper.
He be low key. He be humbly bragging too.
Yeah.
I share that with my friends, but if that is how it is perceived, then I will delete all social media and I will change my name to Horace Sunflower.
Okay.
I think it is the $50 cigars, my brother.
That could be something like hanging out with the men.
You kind of blow that smoke, like, you know, you care less about this money. Let it burn.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
I got some hellified friends. To the viewer from Twitch, we will answer that question at the end of the show. Be a quick run around. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hey guys, I wanted to talk to y'all real quick, and we got to make it quick. I've been watching shows, and I've actually had a conversation with someone, right? And it's been a discussion I've been wanting to touch on, and it may be a 2-part show. I want to talk about the N-word because it's a word, and then you got the suffix to it. We got the ER, the A, and I know Chris has his stance on it. I'm just seeing that in different levels, it is accepted, some is not. And that's a conversation that we're going to have because I have a neighbor that stayed across the street. I don't even know if he's Asian or Spanish, but he said the N-word, like, what's up, N-word? I mean, it's for him, he grew up in that culture and nobody says nothing. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You're not saying it to me. Then I've had a person that politically was trying to explain something. Now, he could have just said the N-word, but he chose to say the word nigga to make, oh, well, the guy said nigger. Like, you didn't have to say it just to express what you were saying. So I wanted to know y'all thoughts real quick about the N-word. Like, is it something to still be outraged about? Is it something to still be outraged about? Or is it something that we're giving too much power to? So I guess I'm going to have to table this conversation simply because it'll probably take 30 minutes. It'll take 30 minutes, man. I really want y'all to have some thoughts on it. I'll go around real quick, but that's something that's we're gonna have to have. Even with your kids, I see our younger kids they address each other. The girls might say the B word, dudes say the N word. Are we continue to push something that we should be dismissing? I'm gonna go through it quick because we're gonna table. I go to Chris.
Well, I think to be honest with you, I think is we got to be careful what we wish for. I've been seeing a lot of push in the black community, especially with the woke community, saying that they want to eradicate the word. And I think that, like I say, I think that we should be careful what we wish for. Right now, there's power in the word. What I mean by that is if you say it at work, you're not going to get fired. If a white person said it at work or another nationality said it at work, they have a chance. They have a high chance of getting fired. That's power that we have over other people. Um, Again, I think that we need to put it. We always have to put the word into context. Uh, every every sector of people seem to have some words that they use within themselves. There's words in the alphabet community that they can use the F word, the Q word that they can use that we can't use. If we use it, it's going to be bad, or we risk you losing our job or whatever. There's women. They can say B and H to each other. I've overheard conversations with women using B and H to each other, and we shouldn't use that towards them. So again, this is not just a black thing. It's other sectors of people uses certain words in their specific groups. Everything has to be taken into context. When other people use it, I tell them all the time. Again, it's not it's not so much of the word, it's the context of the word. If if think about it like this: honey, bay, boo is not bad words. But if another man is calling your wife that, all of a sudden it turns into a bad word. It's all about context. We have to have a conversation with each other. I think that about using the word within each other. And if a person decides that they no longer want to identify or be called that, I think that we need to respect them. But as far as a full out eradication of the word, I don't believe that should be done, because imagine you yourself getting fired for saying the N word. That would give your oppressor back to power, because now they can fire you for using a word that they gave to you to disrespect and demean you. So it's a tricky situation.
All right. Well, I just know it's going to be a 30-minute conversation, we'll table it next week. It's funny you say that, Chris, because a police officer, I think here locally, got fired from his job. He was off duty and he was having a conversation with his wife and he used the N word. It's a black man, black wife. He used the N word. He was fired for using the N word. Now he's waiting on hold to see if he got his job back.
See what I'm
Off the
saying?
clock, body cam, N word. He was fired. You know what I mean? So I will save that the next week. I want y'all to answer this question because it's coming from Twitch. We're on YouTube, we're on Periscope, we're on Twitch, YouTube Live, and Apple. Sometimes we're on Apple. One of the viewers wanted to ask a question, so let's do it before we close out. I'm an independent servant on my town council in Massachusetts, the first independent ever elected to council. I believe that politics should be an honorable job and that you should have morals and principles that guide you. My town is very progressive and many of my colleagues are very corrupt people. What advice do you have for a young person just getting started in local politics? Ooh, boy, I do got some insight for that. Anyone want to add before I go?
I think he's a specialist.
Yeah, that's your strong suit.
Well, what I say it like this: if you have an issue with corruption and money, you're in the wrong business. Politics is ruled by corruption and money. Politics is ruled by the people by lobbyists. Whoever funds your campaign, you're gonna have to listen to them. And there's a lot of backdoor deals are made in politics. Horace can tell you that. On them golf courses, there's not always hole-in-ones. There's a lot of business deals, backdoor deals being done. So if you have an issue with that, then you're gonna have a hard time in politics, my brother. But I wish you all luck. I wish you all the luck.
I would say to that young brother, good luck in politics, because good people are definitely needed. I'm gonna say be encouraged when you feel like you're discouraged. I will say to network, get to know people, and keep your plans and your thoughts concealed. Don't be so freely talking when you give some time to get to know people. Because you're gonna shake a lot of hands of people that are gonna look you in the eyes and lie or take your conversation away. The people you think on your side are not gonna be on your side. Politics is a dirty card game. So I do believe that good people are needed. I want you to form a group, form a party, form a local political PAC to get you money, because money is important. But get some people that support you, and you guys can do a lot together. Because one honorable person taking on a whole little evil group, you would be surprised. Next thing you know, they'll have you painted to be the horrible, crazy, bad guy, while they're the good people, because they have the media outlet, they have the microphone, they have the contacts to be able to say whatever they want to say. While they've assassinated your character, and now nobody wants to listen to you, even though you're the good guy that needs to expose some things. So get some good people behind you, and make those and network. But give it time, because a lot of people you shake hands with aren't who they say they are. And just keep going. Be encouraged, man. It takes a while, but make those good contacts, and the people are the most powerful thing. Even though money is a big factor, get out and go door to door and let people know who you are. Get to know people. Go door to door. Go to those businesses. Let them know who you are, because most of the people that's making that big money and getting those big contributions, they're not going to take time to do that. So that's my advice for the brother.
Yeah, I would say just understand when you walk into this room, as Chris and Horace said, don't be ignorant to the fact of understanding of what position you're about to play. Like at the end of the day, understand, are you ready to be a martyr? Like, are you ready to be the guy that's gonna actually do what it takes to make change? Because if you won't change in politics, most of those people end up falling on the sword. And then we find out about their legacy or what all the great stuff they did. So just be like Horace said, be encouraged and understand that you're in an uphill battle, but ask yourself before you get in it, is it worth fighting for? And if you can say yes, then understand that every brick you lay is a brick that somebody behind you don't have to lay. So congratulations, young man, young woman.
Fact, I was just gonna say, just to add, deal with the people in integrity and just in transparency. Like Hardy said, don't be naive. They're gonna stack the deck against you, because, to be honest, a lot of the politicians are in it for a big bank. So once they see that you are the catalyst to, or you are letting others know the jig is up, they are going to put their resources toward getting you out of there. Whether it's a slanderous campaign, or whether, like Hardy said, they take the mic and they take the light away from you so that you can't shed light on those situations. You got to be prepared for that. Just like with anything that you're going to embark upon, that commitment is what you're going to have to stick to. Just don't be like discouraged, like Hardy said. So trudge on, my brother.
I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. And I live for the people because I love for the people.
And if you have any more, like, I'm pretty sure that Horace has an open line, and he has walked the lines that you're about to in the trail that you're about to beat. So, for the Black Super Friends, we're here for you. I don't know how much three of us can do for you, but I know that guy up there, the Horace Towns, might be able to help you avoid a couple blows that's getting thrown your way. So I would say reach out.
Hey, I want to tell you something.
We appreciate you.
Even though it was meant to be a comedy, the campaign with Will Ferrell, listen, it was hilarious, but oh so accurate. I promise you, it is accurate movie. It's hilarious, but it was a damn accurate portrayal of politics, man. So shout out to that boy, that Will Ferrell. Closing comments, because I'm gonna do the N-word next week. You have something, ladies, man?
No. I was saying comedic genius on that.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say the N word to next week because we do have to have that conversation on so many levels. Because I can't think of the guy that just did a Tonight Show. He has to have a conversation with Jay-Z, and they brung it up. You know what I mean? Saying his kids, they listen to the music, blah blah blah. So that's why I want to go right back into it next week, and or possibly bring on some hard hitters. And second of all, we got to do a show with artist Newbie, who he has called the main office and said, "Boy, y'all don't get me on the screen soon."
I send them to you every time. I say, "Hey, Horace. He's the one calling the shots. Holler at him."
And guess what I say? I say, man, they're a bunch of prima donnas. You can't get them into the studio. Other than Monday nights, I say that Chris, he's a wild guy. I can't get him in the studio. So I returned that to Cinder real quick. Hey, close the comments, man. I'm gonna go to Chris Caesar Leo first.
Oh man, thank you guys for showing up another Monday. I was a little bit under the weather, I had a headache. I had a wonderful weekend. So I'm still feeling the little the little remnants of that. But hey, look, shout out to the shirt, the t-shirt. A little bit. You can get your merch. DM the Black Super Friends Podcast. Place your order. Get your merch. This is a new design. This is a smaller design than this design right here. You get that's the billboard. This is the more smaller, intimate design. But just holler at us, and we get the ball rolling, man. Support the hustle. Support the show. Buy the merch. We're gonna have cups coming. We're gonna have face masks coming. We're gonna have all different types of merch, man. BSF for life.
All right, send me my billboard sweater ASAP,
Yeah.
and then do the ones they want with the glitter on the front.
Okay, I don't think that's what he said, but okay.
Negative.
Ladies,
at all. He want the one with the slits on the side. He tied up. Summer coming. He just want a warm summer. He don't want it hot. No, it's gonna be like Castle. It's almost gonna be like Castle, like flag football.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say thank you guys for coming out and taking part in the conversation that we had tonight. I am gonna urge you guys to share it on your page, tag a friend that this can be impactful for. We always ask. You don't have to purchase merch to support us. Tell a friend, tag them to our page, forward it, or just help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in again. All
right. And my closing comments before I go to Hardy, I want to recognize I am Iris Shields, who was on our show last week. You guys loved her. She's one of our allies at BSF, and we're already over, I think, 11,000 views. So shout out to the legendary Iris Shields who came on and did a thing. And thank you to you guys for being such professionals.
AKA Hawaiian Silky.
Red.
Hey, I want to say thank y'all for coming out again. Just as my other illustrious cast has said before me. But I also want to say I want to just go back to and say congratulations again to Horace buying a house. I actually work in the housing market. I'm a home inspector, and I understand that most time when people buy their first house, I can see the joy and the immense accomplishment, because it's really something to obtain that, because owning a piece of this world means something. So I want to say congratulations, especially as a black man coming from the inner city. I know how much that means in what it represents. So like Chris said, we need to talk about these things more and shine light on these things right here to make it cool, so people understand that it's okay to delay your gratification for the greater good. And this is what happens. You obtain things that last long, far after that you when you leave here. And then I want to give a shout out to my wife. My wife has a great budgeting company called Budgeting with Sense. And if you're on a path to getting a house, or just getting your life straight, or getting it back on track, then you can look her up on Facebook, Instagram, Budgeting with Sense, and she'll make sure she finds some money somewhere that you spending somewhere you shouldn't. Trust me, I hear it every day. Again, thank you for tuning in. This has been a great Monday for me. I hope it has been that for you too. See you next Monday.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for that. I really want to even have a show one day talking about home ownership. I am a housing commissioner under HUD, under White House. And if I could at least tell y'all the stuff even I face trying to get a home, it's a lot of discrimination hidden inside trying to get a house. And for me to get the home that I got is in Riviera Beach, and none of my neighbors look like me. But I went down to the last minute.
So you're saying they're attractive?
Listen, to the last minute, bro. If you knew the hurdles they put me through when I had the money there, credit score, everything was set up, and they took me through so much, bro. It is amazing the stuff that we have to face even in the housing industry, because housing is important. So racism is a mofo, man. But thank y'all for joining, and we will see you next week to talk about the N-word.